At the shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe in Mexico City, on her December the 12th feast, millions of people come to show their devotion to the patroness of the Americas. This year, among the exotic pilgrims, there's also a group of American seminarians. The visit to the Guadalupe shrine is just part of the experience for them this week. They've been out on the streets of Mexico City on mission, spending 4 days volunteering with an apostolate that has put them in contact with the poorest of the poor of Mexico City.
I want to show the seminarians from Nebraska, the poor. I want them to see the poor in a new way. Today we were at an orphanage. I gave them an assignment to see Jesus, open the eyes of your heart and see Jesus in the poor.
Craig Joring, originally from the tiny town of O'Neill, Nebraska, has been doing mission work in Mexico City for 17 years. Joring's hope of the poor is changing lives, those of the poor and those of the missionaries that join him in serving them.
First of all, we want to help alleviate the poverty of people being alone, but we want to bring dignity, we want to bring care to people. But what we really want to do is we want to evangelize. We want to help people come to Christ. And so I worked with the poor in Mexico City on the streets and then at the dump. And the poor really help lead us to Christ.
Spending time with families helped out of prostitution and drug dependency, assisting adults and youth in an orphanage, generally being present to those in need. Just seeing the people in every circumstance as peers and fellow children of God brings them dignity.
We're out here just visiting with all the Mexican Catholic kids and all of the poor and just, being really a family with them, showing our love and care for them.
They're probably helping me more than I'm helping them. It's a gift to see how much I have. I can value it more. I could just give thanks to God because He has given me so much.
This experience is part of a preparatory year for these young men as they discern the call to the priesthood back at St. Gregory the Great Seminary in Seward, Nebraska. Their bishop, James Conley of the Diocese of Lincoln, was with Hope of the Poor in Mexico City just over a month ago, on mission himself. He wanted the young men to have a similar experience.
It's distressing. I mean, the people living on the streets, it's really kind of, you want to kind of turn away. But in that experience, you see Jesus. You know, you see Christ, who was himself poor and homeless and, was just, vulnerable. And so that's what the purpose of bringing our seminarians to Mexico City is, to have them experience directly, the poor, and to minister and to love them, basically, and to be present to them. And it's part of their whole human formation that they somehow cultivate a great love for the poor.
There's the impact of the mission, and then add to that the impact of visiting the shrine for the Feast of Our Lady.
Seeing people really devoted to Guadalupe and Mary, and just how real she is, and she's right there.
Coming here, being present, and just being in that experience it brings so much joy and amazement. It leaves me speechless.
I've spent so many hours praying with that image, but to see the real Tilma is just something I've never expected to happen in my life. And it's kind of just shocking.
You could physically feel Mary's presence. It was incredible.
Reaching out to the poor and to the Mother of God, who's just as much a gift to Mexico and the entire world today as she was after her apparitions nearly 500 years ago. Alan Holdren, EWTN News in Depth.